Hello and welcome to WOW, the Positive Podcast. Listening to kids and showing them that there's a lot more to our world than bad news. I'm Alastair, and as a journalist, I spent many years bringing people bad news from all over the world. Now I realise that if we're really going to fix our problems, we need a bit of hope and inspiration too. And so I get together with my podcast buddy Clarisse to talk about what people are already doing to come up with solutions. Right now, of course, we've got a really big problem, haven't we? There's about 2 billion people around the world stuck at home. Now, it's the best way to stop spreading this COVID-19 coronavirus, this new flu bug. But it's also pretty disruptive. It's a bit messy for people. Nonetheless, Clarisse and I are going to be looking on the bright side. And if you want to cheer someone up, do send them a link to our podcast. Here we go. We're going to be doing this in full glowing Technicolor.
Hi, Alastair. We are in color, but no one can see us.
But Clarisse, colour isn't just what we can see. It's also in our hearts. And I'm feeling very colourful today. All the colours of the rainbow, in fact.
Really?
Yep. First of all, I was feeling quite green, with all those ideas we had back in our last episode about planting trees to keep our cities cool.
And now you have other colors?
Yes. Now I'm feeling red and orange and yellow, green, blue, indigo and...
violet.
Yes, you've got it. Today is definitely a rainbow day for me.
Really, Alastair? I'm stuck in my flat in Paris, you're in Brussels and you can't go out either. I'd really like to be outside in the sun. I don't feel very bright and colourful today. Why are you so cheerful?
Well, Clarisse, I'm looking at a lot of rainbows and it really cheered me up. They're everywhere. You really should get online and have a look. Now, Italy, if you remember, was the first country in Europe to start shutting down schools because of the virus. And it was then that Italian children started painting rainbows and putting them up in the windows of their homes. It gave them something to do, and they started sharing the pictures to give each other hope that this would all be over one day. Andrà tutto bene, they said. Everything's going to be okay. Now kids in countries all over the world are painting rainbows, putting them up in their windows and sharing them online. Oh, and by the way, Clarisse, we're going to launch a new WOW challenge about windows at the end of this podcast.
Cool. But, Alastair, do you think everything will be okay?
Yes, I'm sure, Clarisse. These are weird times for everyone. But there are already some positive signs, By keeping everyone indoors, we can see that the virus is slowing down already in Italy. And in countries like China and Korea, which they got the virus first, people are starting to be allowed to go out again. There's also some promising news about medicines that can help people who do get sick. And as we've reported in WOW for the last couple of months or more, there's a huge international effort underway that should come up with a vaccine that will stop the bug completely.
So shouldn't we be worried, Alastair?
Well, of course, worrying in itself doesn't really help anyone, does it? But naturally, we can all be a bit worried. And I would say this, for those of you who are listening, you can always talk to a grown-up. They can tell you that it's very unlikely that you would get ill, especially if you're a child. And that almost everyone who gets ill gets better, especially kids. But of course, we should think about the virus, and we should definitely keep washing our hands loads of times a day and stay at home where it's safe.
That's good to know, Alastair. But aren't you getting bored staying at home?
Well, Clarisse, like lots of people, I'm keeping busy at home. And I'm also using this time to talk more to my family and friends that I don't get to see very often. In our My Wow Time story this week, which you can read at our website, www.wow-news.eu, we've heard about people who are finding that reaching out to help other people is really cheering them up. The one I liked was Maya. She's 10 and she lives in London, and she's spending her time busily checking up on friends and family, making sure everyone's okay and doesn't feel lonely or left out. Maya says that really helps her keep cheerful too.
Aha, that's really interesting, Alastair. You know that the famous French writer Diderot once said that the happiest person in the world is the person who brings the most happiness to others.
That's a fantastic thought, Clarisse. Thanks. Yes, we can say that the virus has caused a real explosion of goodwill and good deeds. People are making sure that their family and friends and their neighbours are okay. You were telling me, for example, that the baker near your grandparents is bringing them bread every day so that the old people don't have to go out. I think that's brilliant.
And then people are helping each other online. They are offering classes and tips on cooking or how to keep fit in a small apartment.
Ah, yes, and people are having virtual parties. I don't know, have any of you guys out there tried that? Apparently everybody goes on to a video sharing site. You bring your own cakes and your fizzy drinks and you chat. No one has to go out. No one gets sick. Brilliant. I might even try it myself.
So really, this is a super time for bringing people together.
I'd say so, Clarisse. It's a great time to call up that person you haven't spoken to in ages. Everyone pretty much has more time, except of course doctors and nurses.
Of course, all the medical staff are so busy, but people have found a way to show that they are really grateful to them.
That's right, Clarisse. At WOW here in Brussels, we've been joining in too. Every night at 8 o'clock, we and our neighbours, we all open our windows and clap and cheer and bang pots for a couple of minutes. Doctors and nurses say that they feel encouraged by that support. Though, of course, they also say that the best way, the really best way that we can all help them is by staying healthy, washing our hands and staying indoors.
But people are also helping them in other ways too, no? Like factories making things that the hospital don't have enough of.
Ah, yeah, that's right, Clarisse. We've heard about all sorts of factories which have started making face masks or hand-cleaning gel. It's a big effort from everybody.
So that's why you feel so colourful today, Alastair.
Yes, Clarisse, I really do think that all of this helping each other out really cheers me up. And there was something that one of my cousins said to me the other day when I, must say, called her up for the first time in ages, that made me think especially of rainbows. So my cousin Janet said that she thought it would be great if all of this spirit of helping each other out continues once we all go back to normal. And I think that really could happen.
So that we might come out of this better than we were before, you think?
Exactly, Clarisse. That's why I'm thinking about rainbows.
Rainbows?
Yep. What do you need to get a rainbow, Clarisse?
I don't know. Rain?
Exactly. You need to go through the rainstorm before you get the joy of seeing the rainbow. I really think that after this storm with the virus, we will all see a rainbow at the end. I don't mean a real rainbow, of course, but that we'll all have learned how to get on with each other a bit better and how important it is to help each other. And so, after this is all over, life will just be that bit better.
Oh, I like that idea. I think it's time I went to paint my own rainbow.
Yes, you go and do that, Clarisse. I'll see you on Saturday for the next positive podcast from WOW News. Meanwhile, let me tell the listeners about our next WOW challenge. Back to those windows. So folks, the WOW challenge today is about windows. Have you got a rainbow in your window already? Whether you do or you don't, we'd like to take a look through your window to see what you can see from when you're at home. You can go to our Facebook page, which is called My WOW Time. You may need somebody older to help you get there. And we'd like you to send us a photo or a drawing made by you of the view from your window. What is it that you can see? So go along to My WOW Time, that's all one word, My WOW Time on Facebook. You can check the rules in more detail there. Send us a drawing or a photo and we would love to share it with the rest of the WOW tribe. So that's it from me for now. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed listening, please pass this on to a friend. We really want to cheer everyone up in these strange times, but we can only do that with your help. Check out our website, www.wow-news.eu for more. I'm Alastair. I'll be back with Clarisse on Saturday for more positive news, keeping you informed of what people are doing to find solutions to our problems. Meanwhile, stay home, keep safe, and positive.